Alright, welcome back to We Play Games, and here we are with Nigel the Navigator in Crusader Kings 2 After the End fanfork. So we played this campaign beginning in California as Elton the Fourth, and then his son Galen the Bastard, and then Galen's son Randy. But Randy was a character who was obsessed with immortality, and he ended up dying before he settled his succession, and so now the succession laws of California have kind of been thrown into anarchy. It's agnatic elective now. The current heir is a Yudko Dynasty character, but we'll see if the Yudko Dynasty can maintain control over California. In the meantime, we're playing as this character who is a lot stronger on paper than he is in real life. So this is the descendant of Captain Jack Savvy of Tortuga, through Nigel the Ill Ruler, down to you, Admiral Nigel the Navigator, down to us, Admiral Nigel the Navigator. But Nigel the Navigator, he had to make some, I'm guessing, some big concessions to Brazil, because we are an imperial tributary of them, but we're also a tributary state of Empress Grace of the Caribbean Empire. So we're actually basically just treading water in terms of money, because almost everything we make is being paid out in tribute. So any money that we are going to earn as Nigel is going to have to come from raiding, probably. But unfortunately, we've got all this territory down here in Guyana that there's going to be some rebels. We may end up losing some of this territory, but that might actually be a benefit. Anything that's coastal we want to hold on to, but anything that's not coastal, if there's a rebellion down here for like control of parts of Guyana that we don't want to hold on to, we'll let it leave. Like we don't need to hold everything, because what we need to do is we need to get an enormous fortune, and then we need to pile that fortune into Brazil, because we need to break free. And I think maybe we even need to launch some raids against them, because they're isolationists still. Like, these guys have been jerks the entire game. But we are, unfortunately, as I mentioned, we're basically treading water in terms of money. Okay, so the civil war in Brazil is over, but they are isolationist. We're just going to disband our entire army. What? An invasion is targeting us with 16,000 troops? Oh my god. Nigel the Navigator just got purified because part of his soul got moved into a rat or something like that. I don't know. I think what's about to happen actually is Guyana looks like it's about to be conquered by a claimant to Brazil, somebody who lost that civil war. So I think we're gonna switch over to this character. This looks like it's gonna be really interesting. Yeah, Brazil Rebellion sounds like it'll actually be a fun character to pick up with. Yeah, we could call in Empress Grace. Are you foolish enough to help us fight against Brazil? There's just like literally no way. We have 1,000 troops. All we're accomplishing by calling in the Caribbean Empire into this war is that they might possibly get their troops slaughtered. Yeah, it looks like the Caribbean Empire is going to get blown apart. Well, we wanted to interact with Brazil, so here we are interacting with Brazil. But yeah, if we get a claimant in control of the Guyana Shield, I think this would actually be a really fun way to set something up, like have the Brazilian claimant conquer the Guyanas and then launch an invasion into Brazil. That I think would be a blast, actually. These Brazilian claimants, they're gonna thrash. Yep, there it is. Alright, so Dom Chico of Brazil Rebellion. This is the Leitão dynasty, which I'm gonna pretend you get 300 realm size in order to invade Brazil is the only downside. So that means that the Dom Chico of Brazil Rebellion has a lot of empire building that he's going to need to do in order to have the strength to reclaim the Brazilian throne. But fortunately, he's brought over an enormous war chest, a giant number of event-spawned troops. He's conquered a lot of this territory in here. Including conquering Giorgio Ironside, who is one of the characters that I was looking at before. Okay, I think we are gonna make our capital here in the north, in Georgetown. So we're gonna want to revoke this territory from our vassals and take Barima, but we could make Georgetown into a reasonably large city. It can host a trade post. It can have a 4th building slot. Either that or Ciudad Bolivar. That's still inside the Guyanas. Yeah, all right, you know what? So Dom Chico, his dynasty has been thrown out of power in Brazil, but fortunately Brazil is such a massive power here. It's sort of the China equivalent, that we were able to bring almost 10,000 troops north of the border with us, and we've just invaded this big pirate kingdom that had established itself up here, but it's illegitimate, and I think that it's going to be pretty easy for Dom Chico to use his position here as a claimant to Brazil to project power all over the Guyanas, get himself up to 300 realm size, and then launch an invasion and try to restore his dynasty. But that's going to take a little bit of time. We could immediately begin by launching an invasion against the Northern Captaincy. But no, I think we are gonna actually be fighting against Apure over here. Oh right, and Nigel the Navigator, he had his soul purified whenever he received some sort of magical healing from his. So right, Nigel had his soul purified by some sort of magical healing that he received, and now he's just a much better guy and a lot less dangerous to Dom Chico. I'm going to intentionally keep Giorgio on the outside because I want to provoke him to rebel, so that way we can just take his stuff away. We are, by kind of destiny, going to have a lot of wars here with Apure because they have control over so much of the Kingdom of Guyana. But you know what? I'm okay doing that. Why don't we just kick it off? We will start our holy wars here, and we will use this massive event army if we need to. But we are going to try to preserve those troops as much as possible. So we're mostly not going to use them for sieges. We'll use them whenever we feel like we don't need. We'll use this giant stack here to just fight the enemy army if they show up. Whoa, the Scouts Crusade has reached Buffalo, and because this is going to be a fairly small war here, we probably can get away with just sieging this down. We will always take money. And now we have the Apostolic Holy Order kind of helping us out. If we can convince the Apostolic Holy Order to help us against the new dynasty here in Brazil, because they are candomblé, they're Afro-syncretic, and so they've broken with the apostolic faith of our ancestors. Ooh, and we got Sergio to learn some new skills. Good. But the apostolic faith, if we are the only people claiming the throne of Brazil and that practices that faith, then they will help us out. If we can use this big, powerful holy order to fight against Brazil, it'll be really helpful. Preserve the event troops as much as you can. So 17th of August, 22nd of August. Yeah, all right. Our troops should be a lot stronger. Apure is getting huge. They are getting huge. But fortunately, size doesn't matter. Oh my god, there's 62,000 event-spawned troops launching an invasion for Colombia. I think this is gonna work, because look how weak they are right now. The HCC is pretty scary. I think if we can do this unification here with Brazil, and we can reinstall our dynasty on the throne, then we may want to launch alright, Apure is calling in everybody, but I think it's going to be too late for them. Yeah, most of their little friends are not very strong. We could even put our troops here, because now they're not going to be exposed to siege attrition. Oh no, a Hindu uprising against Nigel the Navigator? I mean, alright, we will do our job and defend our... Oh, can we even get enough... We can't even get enough fleets to port our event troops out there. Can we? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, we're way behind technologically. Oh my god, we're so behind technologically. 6s and 7s. This is going to be a really weak territory that we're conquering, at least initially, because it's just going to be so poor. Oh, the Great Famine has broken out down in Brazil. Yeah, you know what, we'll just go attack the army of Apure. I'm not afraid of them. This does mean that we are sacrificing some of our event troops, but I think it's probably worth it for us to use the troops while they're here and just get as much of Guyana as quickly as we can, because some of Guyana, unfortunately, is like really, really underdeveloped. Look at this, like all 6s. So the faster we can push all of these nomads out and use this land to strengthen our claim on Brazil, the sooner we can get back home, because that is our goal. We're not trying to conquer all of South America. We're trying to get our kingdom back. But in order to launch an invasion, you do need a size 300 realm size. So that's going to require us to take some of this stuff. All right, there we go. Seized Abak. So I wouldn't mind relocating our capital to Georgetown, but the real prize down here is Ciudad Bolivar, and so I'd rather just save all of our capital work for there. So we will do another war with Apure to seize Coroni, and then another war to seize Angostura, and then we can start building up Ciudad Bolivar. But in the meanwhile, we can subjugate Regina. We're going to go ahead and declare a holy war for this little bit of Guyana here. Our troops, these are the 8,000 remaining out of our 10,000 that we came up north with. They are not going to last forever, but they are going to last long enough, hopefully, to get us to a supreme commanding control. What? Oh my god, the Scout Crusade was victorious. It's a one province minor out here, but they managed to seize control of Washington, D.C. from the Americanists. The Americanists are really disintegrating in the front of the Holy Colombian Confederacy. We're going to need to do something to break them up. It's just a conga line of people invading Barima over here. Conquered as leader of an uprising 6 years ago, then conquered as a claimant, and now there's another host army is invading. You know, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end this conga line. We're just gonna seize it as a de jure part of our new empire. Now our levies are gonna be big enough that we actually don't need to use these event troops to fight these smaller wars. Now, every war against Apure is gonna be pretty big, but if we need to get parts of Venezuela in order to, parts of the Empire of Venezuela in order to get up to 300, I'll do it. I'm not opposed to that. And whatever we need to do in order to regain our throne. Yeah, despite crossing a major river, we're still going to destroy them. And we need to study some technology too, because we need to get some of that tech spread down to our territory, because we are woefully behind technologically. But we can fix that. With enough effort, we can fix that. And then we will complete this siege. You know what? We will see if we can become kind. Yeah, alright, so we're brave, ambitious, gluttonous, cynical, kind, and a brilliant strategist. So we're, like, not the best. We're not the best of the best of the best, but because we have this military genius side of us, we are able to make some real progress here. There's no Duchy of Georgetown yet. We could raise somebody up. Whoa, we have 5,000 max from our domain right now. We could try to kill our foe here in Apure, because we want to be able to declare war without waiting 10 more years for this siege to run down. So yeah, let's go ahead and start an assassination plot against her, and we'll send some gifts to court, because we do have some money to do that. Obviously, we can't do that like for every single character, but for these really important ones, I'm willing to invest the money. I want a more loyal council than this is the biggest problem. Man, the Janeiro are just like pouring out of the west. So we really have been inserted into the middle of some power politics here with Dom Chico, because we have this massive nomadic horde coming out of the east. Look, they've overrun Venezuela. Despite the fact that we are pushing back against Apure, it does look like they are going to be the big menace here. And so now the question is, can this Brazilian claimant unify enough of Guyana to resist these nomads and then launch an invasion against Brazil, or not? But Brazil it's now under the Candomblé, which means that if we can align ourselves really closely with the Holy Order, then we can have a very powerful ally for when we inevitably march back to Sao Paulo. But Apure is getting huge. All right, are we going to be able to assassinate her? It would be really helpful if we could. Failure. Well, our attempt to assassinate her was revealed under torture. Yeah, you know what? We will get just a little bit more political power, or a little more assassination power here. Somebody want to? Yes! All right, there we go. Not only did that assassination succeed, but it exploded the realm. Oh man, that's huge for us, actually. Now, it does mean that we're going to be fighting against a stronger enemy here, because of the Janeiro, they've split up into individual warring fiefdoms, but that's huge for us. Because now we can do a Holy War for Caroni, and we just need to wait. Holy War modifier expires in two years. All right, yeah, so we'll hit a Holy War here, and then a Holy War here, and then we will have taken back a good chunk of our territory for ourselves. All right, and Venezuela is resettled by Llaneros. Wow, yeah, they just anarchy down here. Candomblé, the rebels are following us north. We're all gonna want to meet up over there anyway. We're gonna join the Bankers Guild, actually. Won our little war against the Candomblé. These stupid hosts. They're gonna wear down our event troops. Whoa, the disintegration over here is accelerating. Ever since assassinating the leader of Apure, that giant Gennaro empire really just has collapsed. Which is good, because it was looking pretty spooky. That doesn't mean that these guys are going to be pushovers. When we go to do a holy war, there's going to be a massive alliance that's going to form against them. We might actually just rely on hiring our holy order every time. It's only 95 piety. It's not a lot. Yeah, you know what? We're going to begin our next holy war for Caroni. And we are going to go ahead and mobilize our Holy Order, but hope to not have to use it, so that we're going to go ahead and mobilize our Holy Order. We're also going to move our event troops up north to Barima. I'm going to hope to not have to use them if we don't need to, because they are a finite resource, and I want to have as many of them available for whenever we invade Brazil. Many as possible. And our Holy Order really should be able to do most of this fighting by itself. It's going to be really strong. Yeah, we're going to have a really long-standing alliance with the Holy Order, actually, because we are the only apostolic characters, because, of course, the Candomblé, what happened down here in Brazil, there was an invasion from the Amazon, and Candomblé characters conquered the empire, and we were forced north. And have founded our own little dynasty, and are going to try to reinvade with the assistance of good apostolic Christians. And that's going to be really helpful, because it is going to save us. We started with 16,000 troops when we started this invasion north. Yeah, now we're just going to clean them up. Oh, we're going to get Ciudad Guyana. That'll actually be an even better capital for us than where we're currently situated. But I do think the strongest is going to be Ciudad Bolivar. This is the city we're looking for. We just don't want to burn all of our gold, because the gold is going to be really important for whenever we fight Brazil. Oh, Giorgio Ironside is also doing a little bit of conquering for us. That's helpful. Yeah, let's enforce these demands. Yeah, these troops are not really worth that much. Oh, well, Infante Adao, our second son, has had an illegitimate child. Sure, he'll be lustful. It's always nice to have a lustful character just causing issues. Oh no, become infected? What? How? Why? Alright, we will seize the duchy. We're going to disband our army, because we are trying to reserve our money for our grand return to Brazil. You know what, and we're going to set up our son here, Adao, as a super count, I think, is going to be his goal down here. And then our other son, Tiburcio, he's going to be the one who we're going to try to install on the throne down in Brazil. Oh, look at that. We've got a loyalist son. Oh, that would be really helpful, actually. If we get centralization passed, I'd love it. We really need more domain size. The other thing, of course, we could do is we do have enough prestige. We could just attack, again, it would give us truce breaker, lowering all pagan rulers' opinion of us by 25, but like, okay, so we need to wait for recent holy war to cool off, but I think we'll do that. Like, I'm not worried about getting pagans mad at us. We don't care if pagans are mad at us. We are the Emperor of Brazil. We might not be in Brazil right now, but that's okay. So that's a short-term problem. Okay, are there any obligations right now? Oh, I can get my other son on the, we'll have our crown prince become our spy master, because he is well raised for it, and he's going to start studying technology here in Surrey, because the Caribbean Empire has gotten very technologically advanced. and we need to bring some of that technology down here to the Guyanas to help us out. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and go for low centralization. Well, one way we could try to speed this up is, of course, by plotting to kill him. But, oh man, Rey Angelino of Bolivar looks like he would be a really good, powerful ruler. But unfortunately, this partition succession down here blown things up. Oh my god, I don't think we even assassinated this dude. Somebody else did, and that really helped us out. Venezuela, you are not going to be able to resist. We're up to 59 size. All right, Dom Chico has died. And now we have Dom Kim of the Brazil Rebellion, who's going to take up his family and his father's claim and try to press that and invade Brazil. But that'll be in the next episode, I think. Dom Kim looks like he'll be a really interesting character, high intrigue yet again. But that high intrigue is going to make it a lot easier for us to make some progress out here. If we can find ways to kill those dudes while we're invading the Llaneros, that would be really, really helpful. So yeah, that's going to be the first episode of our Far From Home campaign here on Crusader Kings 2. We were playing as these guys who are claiming the Kingdom of Brazil, and unfortunately our ruler, Dom Chico, he got an infected wound while he was out leading a campaign out here. But his boys, I think, will probably play... And while Dom Chico was the military mastermind and the striker, wow, what an amazing stat. What an amazing list of stats right there. Unfortunately, Dom Kim is not the military mastermind, but he is an intrigue mastermind. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up with some friends. We're going to make sure that all of our vassals are as loyal to us as humanly possible. And while we're doing that, we are going to be bullying a lot of South America, because we got to get huge before we can press our claim. We may need to expand outside the realm of the Guyanas and into Venezuela, because after all, like living our father's wish isn't even, we're not even just living our father's wish, we're greedy, of course, right? So we want this land for ourselves anyway. All right, that'll be a fun next campaign here that'll be our next fun character here in Far From Home. All right, that's Walker. Take care.